Hello. This is not the kind of video I usually make, and this is not the area I usually do them in. But I'm doing it here, I'm doing it like this, I'm doing it now, because America, we are in a crisis. In fact, the entire world, we are in a crisis. As you know, November 8th is Election Day. And prior to Election 8th, early voting has commenced here in my state of Maryland and everywhere else. And you may not know this, but this election means more to everyone than you know. So, this is not just about the war in Ukraine anymore. It's not just about the current going on in Korea. It's not just about COVID or RSV. It's way beyond all of those, including climate change. For in case you haven't noticed, we've got politicians currently in office and running for offices who are total losers! Total losers! For these are people who have been poisoned by one man. One man! A man who had a show on NBC. And naturally, they didn't like the fact that it was canceled by NBC. Since then, he has poisoned a once reasonable party. A party that made household names out of George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, and Ronald friggin' Reagan. Not to mention the late, great John McCain. And his daughter, and Liz Cheney, related to former Vice President Dick Cheney. Ever since 2020, and even after January 6, 2021, all they do is spread lies, give out misinformation, making us sick, making us angry, making us scared, making us everything. But they say the elections are not fair, when in reality, they are fair. They're just saying that because they don't like the outcome. But the ones who won do. And that's why, come November 8th, and provide that early voting is still out there, you need to get to the polls right then, right there, and who knows, right now, to stop these people, get them out of there, and maybe even send them to jail. Forever! But that's just my opinion. The number of years in prison is really up to the law and the courts. And as we could call it courts anymore, considering we have justices on the Supreme Court who don't really care about us, but individuals such as Ketanji Brown do. One of my inspirations for this video is politics girl Leigh McGowan, who has uploaded a brilliant podcast video about why she's here, why she's a household name, why she's why she's talking about what people generally don't talk about. I only don't talk about politics because as I think it brings out the worst in people. I just fear it could ruin their day. Yeah. But now I know it's not just the very subject that ruins their day. It's the people that fit under that category. He, 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 he. Including individuals who don't believe that certain men should be impeached. Who believe that the January 6th, who believe that the January 6th committee should never have occurred and should never have brought together. Yeah. But they do. And they do for one purpose. Because the people currently holding office and the people currently running for public offices are liars, cheaters, and fraudulent, and quite possibly criminals who need to go to jail. Again, just my opinion. I don't know about you. But despite my opinion of what should happen to them, one thing we all agree on what should happen to them. They should be kicked out of office. And only you have the power to kick them out and put in politicians who do care about not only this country, but our world as well. People who care about President Zelensky in Ukraine. People who believe that Kim Jong-un over at North Korea should be outski, especially with one more nuclear test that will strike our country or anywhere else. No. Think about it. We don't need him. We don't need Putin. We don't need a crazy easy Republican from Ohio hating on Michael Cohen. We don't need an evil lady from New York hating on Adam Schiff. We don't need these people, and they don't need us. We need people who care. Yeah, like they want people who care. Getting back to Leigh McGowan, Leigh McGowan and I share the same hopes and dreams. To make not only this country a better place, but the entire world a better place. I thought by now we would learn anything from watching Captain Planet and the Planeteers. Obviously, they did not. Not. Just look what's happening in North Pole. Look what's happening in South Pole. Look what's happening to the Mississippi River. Look what's happening to the West Coast. Everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. That's why we need solar energy. That's why we need wind energy. That's why we need electric cars. That's why we should depend our lives on gasoline and oil alone. Uh, uh, they should be our concern, but uh, but uh, but safer and not much and not as faithful energy such as electric car, solar energy, and wind energy do that matter. As Glenn Kirshner says, justice matters, especially now that this one man has so many odds against him. Yeah, and pretty soon he will go to jail. Yeah. And, and eventually the tide will turn against those evildoers currently in power and those seeking it. Perhaps not on November 8th, perhaps not tomorrow, perhaps not on November 8th, Perhaps not tomorrow, perhaps not today, perhaps not next week, perhaps not next month, perhaps not next year, especially since this is not an election year as 2024 is, as well as the Paris Summer Olympics, but either way. But one day, we, we may not get them out of here by November 8th, but eventually we will get them out of there, who knows, by 2024 and for a long time to come. That's why this should be this should be a year for a redhead wave. Despite what outgoing governor in my state Larry Hogan has said, that the only reason I put up with him is he's a big time hater of this one man. It's true. I'm gonna miss Larry Hogan, but it's true that I'm gonna miss Larry Hogan. But it is time to move on. And personally, I hope he's the one running for office for 2024. And the same goes for Liz Cheney. And the same goes for that lady Republican senator in Alaska. But getting back to Hogan, I am sad to see him go, but it is time to move on. It's time to put a new governor in our state, like we're putting a new governor is another state. Some of them who are currently governors actually have a good chance of staying, like Gretchen Whitmer. If you look. Oh, I don't want to go on with this video without including this. Also trying to understand, there have been 2 attempts on the Pelosi's lives. One for each spouse. One for Nancy, one for Paul. Both of them survived their ordeal, so we're glad that they did. They may not be heavy favorites, but we're glad that they survived. Hey, I'm glad Michael Fidel survived. I'm glad that all those who put up with those idiots at the Capitol on January 6th survived. Fine. And the vote count-off went on as scheduled that very day. Hey. And already we've seen a number of them go to jail. And again, my opinion, just like I want to see those holding power and seeking power and this one man go to jail too. Again, my opinion, I don't know about you, but it's my opinion. That's why, with early voting is still. That's why with early voting still in Humber State, it's early voting in my state is but I'm sure there's still early voting in other states. But with early voting, that's why with early voting he's still with early voting he's still in vain, and with November 8th on the horizon, and come Tuesday, that's it's more important than ever to get out, to get out and vote out the losers, and 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 voted in the winners, the real politicians, the real MAGAs, us who don't incite lies and misinformation, MAGA us who totally tell the truth. So please, on November 8th, with early voting still in vain, get out and vote. Vote the losers out, vote the winners out. That's all I'm saying right now. And now, your true politics girl. And now, your true politics girl forum. This is William Henry Sidnor Jr. saying, WS out.